Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling a classic LeetCode problem, 2-sum. This is problem number 1, and while it's listed as easy, understanding the optimal approach is crucial for any coding interview. The problem statement is simple: given an array of integers, nums, and an integer target, we need to find two distinct indices, say I and j, where nums at position I plus nums at position j equals the target. We'll return these indices as an array. If no such pair exists, we return an empty array. Seems straightforward, right? But there are some clever ways to solve this efficiently, which is what we'll be exploring today. We'll look at different approaches, analyze their complexities, and ultimately find the best solution. Let's dive in. Let's solidify our understanding with a couple of examples. Imagine nums is 2, 7, 11, 15, and the target is 9. Can you spot two numbers that add up to 9? Yes. 2 and 7. Their indices are 0 and 1, so we'd return 0, 1. Now, let's try another one. Nums is 3, 2, 4, and the target is 6. Here, 2 and 4 add up to 6, and their indices are 1 and 2, giving us the output 1, 2. Finally, consider nums as 3, 3, and the target is 6. Again, we have a solution, 0, 1. These examples highlight the core of the problem. We need to find the right pair of numbers and their corresponding indices. We'll see how different approaches handle these scenarios. A simple, albeit inefficient, approach is the brute force method. We can use nested loops to check every possible pair of numbers in the array. The outer loop iterates through each element, and the inner loop checks if the complement, target minus the current element, exists in the remaining part of the array. If it does, we found our pair. However, this approach has a time complexity of O of n squared because of the nested loops. This means the runtime grows quadratically with the input size. While simple to understand, it's not ideal for large datasets. It's a good starting point to appreciate the elegance and efficiency of better solutions. The optimal solution leverages a hash map, also known as a dictionary in Python. We iterate through the array once, storing each number and its index in the hash map. As we go, we check if the complement, target minus the current number, already exists in the hash map. If it does, we've found our pair and can immediately return their indices. If not, we add the current number and its index to the hash map. This approach drastically reduces the time complexity to O of n, a linear time complexity, because we're only iterating through the array once. This is significantly faster than the brute force method, especially for large input arrays. The space complexity is also O of n because we're storing the numbers and their indices in the hash map. Let's see the code in Python. We'll use a dictionary to store the numbers and their indices. First, we initialize an empty dictionary. Then, we iterate through the input array. For each number, we calculate the complement. If the complement is in our dictionary, we've found our pair and return the indices. Otherwise, we add the current number and its index to the dictionary. It's really that concise. This solution is both efficient and readable, making it ideal for interviews. Let's recap the time and space complexity. Our optimal solution boasts a time complexity of O of n, thanks to the single pass through the array using the hash map. The space complexity is also O of n in the worst-case scenario because, in the worst case, we might need to store all the numbers and their indices in the hash map. Compared to the brute force approach's O of n squared time complexity, this is a massive improvement. This makes our solution scalable and suitable for large datasets, a very important consideration during coding interviews. So, what did you think of that solution? Pretty slick, right? If you found this explanation helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more LeetCode tutorials and coding interview tips. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or alternative approaches you've tried. I'd love to hear from you. In this video, we mastered the 2-sum problem on LeetCode. We explored a brute force approach and then implemented an optimal solution with a hash map, achieving O of n time complexity. Understanding this problem is fundamental for coding interviews and showcases your ability to think critically about efficiency. Remember, practice makes perfect. So keep practicing, keep coding, and keep improving. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more content, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future tutorials. Thanks for watching, and happy coding!